Hi, I thought we'd talk about gapless switching. Everybody advertises they can do gapless switching, and some can do it better than others. The Headrush can do perfect gapless switching, but you have to be aware of a few things. Here's what I've discovered. This is a bog standard rig with the orange OR30 channel 1 and the cab that comes with it. And this is another rig with exactly the same amp, exactly the same cab. Settings the same. So when I switch between them, it should be gapless. Oh. Now then, we're switching between two rigs and there is a slight bump. Now when you think about it, it's obvious. The Headrush is unloading that amp, it's unloading that cab, it's loading that amp, it's loading that cab. So there will be a bump. There's no way of getting around that. So even if you fill the, there we are, I filled the rig up with effects. There's still the same little bump when you switch between them. And considering the amount of effects on there, that's a very small bump. But we can get rid of that. So here we go. What I've done now is I've got two amps and I've hardware assigned them to do two different switches. So the amp 1, no change on the cab, the amp is on, amp 2 is off, and then the reverse on there, amp 2 is on, amp 1 is off. So what you're doing is just bypassing one, turning on the other. Now listen. You can't get more seamless than that. That's perfect. So that's how to seamlessly switch an amp. Now you have lost a slot, but I don't think that's the end of the world, really. I usually use two amps on a rig, one quiet, one dirty, and that's how I switch between them, and it's always silent. So let's get further down the rabbit hole. Let's add a white boost. So now amp 1 has got the white boost, amp 2 has got the white boost. Switching between them. Perfect. If you go into the hardware assign, you'll see that amp 1 is on, the white boost is on. Amp 2 is on, the white boost is on. But there's this setting here, preset. Now if you use that setting to change the tone of the white boost, so you only need one slot for the white boost, like this. So in the hardware assign now, we've got the crunch on amp 1 and we've got the crunch on amp 2. Now I've used the same sound to illustrate what happens. So when I switch between them, it switches between the two amps, which are set the same, and it switches between the two crunch sounds in the white boost, which are the same. So logic would say that will be gapless. Oh. Big gap. So you think about it, okay, it's having to unload the white boost and reload the white boost when you change the preset. Now you can see that happen. Watch the white boost block. You see it flash? That's the white boost being unloaded and reloaded with a new preset. So once again, the way round that is two white boosts. In the hardware assign, no preset on either of them, and that one is set to crunch, that one is set to crunch. So you're now going to bypass the amp and the white boost, and sure enough, absolutely gapless, perfect. But you have lost another slot. But then, you know, you've just got to manage your slots. So here we go. So now I've changed the settings of the white boost. This one is incredibly gainy, and this one is very clean. And I've done the same with the amps. This one is very clean, and this one is filthy. So now this is the filthy side, and that's the clean side. Perfectly gapless. So that's what I've learned about gapless switching in the Headrush. You're better off to bypass 2 instances of the same effect in hardware assign or in your scenes than you are to use the preset to save slots. Now, things like delay, reverb, you can use the presets because the spill covers up the change. So modulation effects, delay effects, reverb effects, feel free to use the presets in the blocks. That saves you a lot of blocks. But for the core sound, the amp, the cab, and any kind of distortion, I would always bypass like this, and it's always completely clean. I hope that's been of help to somebody. It took me a long time to figure it out anyway, but then I'm a special kind of stupid. Thanks very much for watching. See you again one day.